Hello and welcome to Stampin' on the Hill. I'm Deb Keyes. It is December 3rd, 2025. I know it's getting really close to the end of the year, isn't it? But I have a new technique for you. It's probably not new. It actually isn't new, but it might be new to you. So I'm going to go ahead and show you it. It's called masking. And this is a technique where you can add dimension to your projects without like layers and such. So let's just get to it. Okay, so I've got the Silly Safari is our product of the month this month. So it comes with the bundle itself comes with the stamp set and this. I'm going to try not to. It's a 1 7/8 inch, and it's showing you all of everything with that mirror in there. 1 7/8 inch circle punch comes with it, which is great for all of the animals, and there's some round-ish kind of sentiments. Anyway, so it comes as a bundle. So this is our bundle of the month for December. All the projects that I will be doing this month, well, short of scrapbooking, will include this. So let's get started. This is the project that we're making, and as you can tell, I have made it so that the zebra stands out and some of these ferns and stuff are behind the zebra. So let me show you how to do that. Put this out of the way for now. And I'm going to bring in a piece of this. This is just a small piece. And I'm going to put another piece behind it too. Just let's do it this way. Some scrap paper here. But the piece that I'm actually going to be stamping on is 2 3/4 by 4. So what we'll do is we create a mask first. And in order to make the mask, I'm using masking paper. Okay. But you could also just use a Post-it note. Make sure if you use just a Post-it note that you stamp on your, well, let's just do one. That you stamp on the sticky part. So let's set this aside. And I'm going to do it this way. And we're going to use Memento to ink up. And so whatever it is that you want to be front and center in your project, you're going to stamp this. And I'm going to do it like this because I want the most stickiness. I probably could have made it down a little farther toward the end here, but this is just going to give you an idea. I want the most stickiness behind this because we're going to use it as a mask. I'll show you. But so then you take your scissors, and what I do is I cut as close to, if not in just a little bit more than, and I'm not going to cut all of the stripes because I want the whole thing to be covered. You'll understand this better when I actually show you what we're going to, like by the end, you'll understand why we did it this way. So let's see. We're just going to cut as close as we can. I like to cut a little bit inside of the line. You can see here that I still have a little bit of that outline of the zebra on my paper. Okay, so instead of me cutting all this again, I already have one. And so my mask, I usually keep, after I mask it or make a mask, I keep it inside the stamp set because then I know exactly where it is and I know exactly what it's for, because you can reuse these. So I have, this is what I did with, this one ripped a little bit, but I did this with the masking paper, okay? And then the masking paper has this pull-off backer, so like this. And then I just tried to stick this back on when I was finished with it. Just to try to keep it sticky. This masking paper is really, really sticky though. So you may want to be really careful the first time you use it. And like I said, it's reusable, but the first time you use a new piece of masking paper, be sure to pull it off gently. You can tell that because mine is ripped, you can tell that I didn't pull it off as gently as I could or should have. All right, so we're going to come back in with this. Now we're going to actually, now that we have our mask, cut out. We're going to come back in with our zebra head here, and I'm going to figure out about where I want the zebra head. And I don't want them right in the center, but we're going to put them about right here. So a little lower than center, but centered from side to side. All right, so we've got that. And then we're going to take our backing off of our mask, and we're going to place this directly over, and you're going to be able to see, because we cut this a little bit short, you're going to be able to see just a little bit of outline around your mask, okay, of the stamped on the white paper. All right, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to start with Daffodil Delight, and you can do this in multiple different ways. So I'm going to just use one of these, has yellow in it. Not that you can really tell, but so I'm gonna use my blending brush and this yellow, and I'm gonna go about halfway down with my yellow, okay? And so if you chose to use a Post-it note for this, you're going to want to make sure as you're swirling your ink around, you're going to want to make sure that you are holding the part that doesn't have the stickiness on it. All right, so I'm going to always start off a little bit so I don't end up with a big blob. And I'm going to go down about halfway. And then I can always add more ink to make it darker. And you'll notice that I'm always tapping off a little bit so I don't get that harsh. You can tell, I don't know if you can tell, right here, just a little bit, it's really dark. And that's right where I had gone on to. So I'm going to actually turn this and try to do some on the other side then. All right. So that looks okay. So that's probably enough yellow. You can always add a little bit more later if you wanted to. Come down just a bit more, because once you blend I'm going to have green on the bottom. So once you blend it together, it's going to kind of meld the colors anyway. All right, let's set that one aside. And then I'm going to give the bottom just a very light shade of green, very light, because I don't want it to be, we're going to put the ferns and stuff, the jungle, if you will, in the bottom. So I don't want to make this so dark that you can't see the lines and it's not defined. So this probably is good. This is just kind of to make it look like there's not exactly white between the leaves of the ferns, if that makes sense. All right, so I'm still going to use my paper down here. I've got, let's move these out of the way here. So I'm going to bring in, this is Shy Shamrock, if I didn't mention it. And so now we're going to do, our mask is still in place here, okay? So now we're going to take some ferns, and we're going to stamp exactly over the mask where you want to see your, I want it to be a little bit higher. Let's see, what else did I do? This is going to be okay, because I'm going to stamp a solid underneath there anyway. So let's go here and here. Some down here. All right. Let me grab my handy dandy chamois here, clean this off, because otherwise it'll end up all over everything. And now I've got my leaf. You notice that I put them both on the same. Yeah, that's just me. I'm going to bring in my Stampin' Piercing mat, because this is a solid, and I can tell, I don't know if you can see the bubbles in it. So this will help it stamp down far enough that those bubbles meld together. All right, so let's see, I'm gonna put one like here. And then we'll ink it again. And we'll do one here. And then let's go this way. How's that? Yeah, okay. I think what I'm going to do is do a little bit more of the ferny, leafy things right down here and here. Let's go this way with them. So it looks like a bunch, right? Let's do another one over here too. All right. So then this part, clean this off, close the ink. I will put my fingers in it if I don't close it. So, all right, so now this, let's pull this all away. So this is what it looks like, all nice and messy, right? I could add a little bit more green in here if I wanted to, but let's just pull this off so you can see what it looks like. I'm gonna start at the top because I know I have that little bit of rip in where my head meets my body on this zebra. All right, you ready for this? Are you sure? Look at it go. Ta-da! Just like magic, right? And then you'll notice that you could have cut this a little bit farther and it's okay, but you'll notice that on my finished sample, I ended up using that to put the greeting over anyway. So there you go. So what'd you think? Magical? I like it. I love doing this technique. It's so much fun. And you can do it with like trees and like I have a little mini house I was going to try this with, a little house, and then you could put a whole forest behind it. Anyway, I love it. And it's very magical. I mean, when you pull that mask off, it's just magical. Okay, let's see. I will make sure that I post the details and the measurements and stuff for the full card in my blog. So hop on over. I'll put a link in the description, but hop on over to the blog if you'd like that. And also, I do put all of the tutorials for the class cards that we do. Put all those tutorials in my monthly newsletter. So if you want written tutorials of this project, make sure you sign up for the newsletter by the end of December because the email will go out at the beginning of January. So next week is another sketch challenge, and it may be the last one for a while. So you may want to participate in that. Until then, thanks for watching.